It seems like everybody is crying about me lately. All these small channels whining, crying, and complaining, screaming and yelling, wondering why they aren't getting noticed, and here I am thinking, it's summertime. It's Memorial Day weekend, and why are you so angry? It is the summertime, people. Go outside, have fun, play basketball, go swimming, go to the beach, have fun. But a lot of you losers, you don't like to have fun. You like to get angry. You like to get mad. You like to scream into your microphone. You like to cry and complain about how you don't get views. And no offense, I mean, even if you are one of my people I follow, if you're crying about views here on an electronic piece of entertainment known as YouTube, then I find you a loser. But on to today's video on the topic. The summer. Oh man, the heat must be getting to these Xbox fanboys because the delusions and propaganda are in full swing. You already start off playing console wars on Memorial Day. Yes, people. Some people were actually playing console wars, corporate slaving, damage controlling on Memorial Day. Yes, people. Once again, on a holiday. But let's take a look back on all the hopes and dreams of these delusional fools, these delusional Xbox fanboys. eSRAM, the Cloud, DirectX 12, the Secret Sauce, and now we have the Xbox Scorpio. When the hell is the last time that the Xbox fanboys have been excited for something that's actually out and tangible? I know what you're thinking. What are these corporate slaves frauding about this time, Bond? Well, I'm glad you asked because let me educate you. See, Sony dominated with the PlayStation 1, despite being weaker than the competition. Sony dominated with the PlayStation 2, despite being weaker than the competition. Sony beat out the Xbox 360 despite launching a year later and despite getting inferior multi-platform games. But all of a sudden, Sony is shaking and scared over the Xbox Scorpio. All of the games are going to be better on the Xbox Scorpio. PlayStation 4 is just going to be put in the dust. I mean, it's not like the Xbox and the Xbox 360, didn't have better versions of third-party games that ran better and ran at higher resolutions. I mean, it never happened before. Oh, wait, it did happen before. And, yeah, PlayStation still came out on top. So, all of a sudden, Sony is scared, and PlayStation 4 owners are jumping ship. Well, excuse me for exposing that loud, but if they're jumping ship, why did Uncharted 4 sell 2.7 million copies in 1 week? Why is the PlayStation 4 still flying off shelves, selling like gangbusters? Why is the Xbox One still really not selling at all if everybody's, jumping ship? And why would people jump ship to a console that's not even confirmed nor even out yet? I mean, I've been hearing that the Scorpio is going to have a GPU as powerful as a GTX 1080 and how it's going to run games in 4K native. And I read these things and these comments and listen to these videos and I just laugh because it's absolutely sad and pathetic. Now people are lying their asses off talking about more powerful consoles. How they're amazing. And the funny thing is these lying frauds are the same clowns that said they would never get a gaming PC because they don't want to have to upgrade hardware. But look how quickly they are to want to upgrade a console. They claim that only PC gamers worry about graphics, that if you want to care about graphics, then don't buy a console. And yet, every time you look on a video on Digital Foundry, who's up there crying? Console fanboys, Xbox fanboys. It's like, let's argue about grass on Grand Theft Auto 5, people. The whole contingent of Xbox corporate slaves are nothing but a bunch of lying hypocrites who will change their narrative and motives and move their goalposts to fit their propaganda as they see fit. Let's all be honest with ourselves here, people. There is nothing Microsoft can ever do that can beat out Sony. And I thought the 360 was better than the PlayStation 3, but it's just a fact. As far as market share goes, there is absolutely nothing Microsoft can ever do to beat out Sony. Their biggest franchises in Halo and Gears aren't even made by their original studios, and they are on the decline in both critical acclaim and sales. Meanwhile, Sony is receiving superior multiplats while pumping out exclusives after exclusives that continue to surpass 1 million and 2 million copies sold. Drive Club, Killzone Shadowfall, Uncharted 4, Bloodborne, Ratchet and Clank, The Order, Until Dawn, Knack. Meanwhile, we have games literally struggling to reach that 1 million mark in Tomb Raider, in Sunset Overflop, and oh yeah, see, I can't even remember that name. Quantum Break. I mean, well, Microsoft has put out nothing really this generation but underwhelming and underachieving games all this generation, to the point that they have to put all of their games on PC while gutting out some of their very own developers along the way. I mean, what have they put out that hasn't been disappointing, that hasn't been a letdown? The new Halo 5 was a letdown. Quantum Break was a letdown. Titanfall didn't have a campaign. That was a letdown. Rise wasn't exactly a game that was lighting the world on fire. That was a letdown. Dead Frame Rate, another letdown. Name me one Xbox One game, exclusive, console exclusive, hybrid multiplat, whatever you want to call it. Name me one that has achieved its hype. I mean, I'll say Killzone didn't meet the metric, but Uncharted did, Bloodborne did, Ratchet and Clank did, those baseball games did. It is what it is, people. Infamous Second Son. I mean, it's not a top tier game, but it pretty much met what it was supposed to be. I don't know what to tell you, people. It really is what it is. But hey, don't worry. You still... Oh man, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Don't worry, Xbox fanboys, because guess what? You still have Rare. You still have Rare. You can get rid of all those art development studios, but at the end of the day, you will keep the one studio that really isn't doing anything. And again, Sony released a console last generation a whole year after the Xbox 360, priced $200 more than the Xbox 360, with vastly inferior online compared to the Xbox 360, in addition to vastly inferior multiplats compared to the Xbox 360, and they still outsold Microsoft's best console and best effort in the Xbox 360. Microsoft has a nice little niche, but they will never usurp Sony. And to think that Sony or anybody else is scared of Microsoft is nothing short of a delusional joke.